Toshi slí ball-coise Maggie Wilson ag dynamo donation, mus do glúisi an etach gus Cluinnidh éireann is áiste. A sé tíle chu ALBA, chai Maggie a yorstachug, sug sin orra chóteach.
I went semi-professional, was international player when I was 17 and semi-professional in the south of Italy. I think I was 19, it was a long time ago, I think it was 19. I played in Bari in the south of Italy and my team disbanded after 2 years and I came home and I started playing with a club called Whitehill Ladies, who I then started coaching because I didn't have a coach. And unfortunately I was injured not long after that, you know, and a skiing accident, so my career was finished. So therefore I started coaching.
Ha tóir achrachuch an ball-coise an ban van a Maggie a fitch. Far an North Jeffer Goolline eich geheen agus Cluinnidh an eile I find shachated.
There was a lot of obstacles to go around and the facilities were absolutely abysmal. You know, in Edinburgh Dynamo we played at Davidson Mains Football Park and the changing facilities were the gardener's hut. So you had lawnmowers and strimmers and everything. There was no toilet facilities, there was hardly any lights. And we had to play under those conditions, not only with Edinburgh Dynamo, a lot of the facilities, because the SFA at that time didn't recognise women's football. So you just got anything you could play on. We didn't have proper referees because the SFA again didn't recognise women's games, so we weren't given referees. So it was anybody and their uncle who actually refereed the games at that time. So, and that was very difficult. The training facilities were nothing like this. It was maybe a bit park somewhere, and in the winter time there was no lights, so you had the street lights to try and train from. So it was difficult way back then for every player in the country, you know.
Faic Maggie di déalaigh le Jeffer Goolline gus a cet chótse ein. As dói imach skippe a chóteach, ha nis na príomh chóte ag skippe líga hún Caroline donation.
The A licence, you were not allowed by the SFA. No women were allowed on that coaching course. And the criteria had to be that you were a professional football player. So I chanced it and I phoned them and asked for an application, and they told me that it was only professional football players that were allowed. I said, well, I was a professional football player in the south of Italy. So they sent me an application. In my wildest dreams, I never ever thought I'd be allowed on it. But I sent it off and I was allowed on the course, much to my surprise. But it was very difficult because it was me and myself and Sheila Begbie, who was in charge of girls and women's football at the SFA. And you were there with professional guys, and it was difficult, but I had a great coach. Dick Campbell, Arbroath, was my coach, and he was fantastic. And that's where it ends, really, you know. And I coached a lot of teams after that. You know, I went to Inverarmond, to Hutchie Vale. I was at Hibs for a wee while. Dundalk Ladies, Giuliano's. So I've been around for a long time. And then one day, when I wasn't coaching, I got a call from Sammy to see if I was interested, and I says no. But then I came and seen them, and to be honest, and they'll laugh because they were the worst team I've ever seen in my life when I first came here, but they were the best bunch of girls that I've ever had the pleasure to coach. They were lovely people, and that's what made me stay. And we've worked hard, and they're a fantastic team. Camaraderie and the friendship they have, that's what's made me stay.
Ha ball-coise an ban an ALBA tóir urtas I dheanú, agus ha Maggie gin bheach go bhfuil barachtaí dheanú ar san tuireach lenían einsteach.
You can always see with the top teams, Glasgow City and Celtic, and all the teams that are trying to get under the umbrella of the senior men's team. Hearts play here, you know, it's night and day, and it's great to see. You know, I still think we're quite a bit away from the WSL in England, but I just wish a lot of the senior teams and the junior teams or the semi-professional teams would take girls under their umbrella. You know, I think it would make a difference, especially to the girls, to be recognised as a part of a club, you know.
season dulich bheith Callan Donagin le immer Cluinnidh na chur an Cluich. Han taumni teach go céad na seargatá le planigin na náide slí leisachí ar san Cluinnidh na chruachug.
We've lost a lot of players this year, mainly through babies. And that's a problem sometimes in the women's game we don't have in the male game. We've lost 3 centre-halves through babies and one left for New Zealand. And so we've struggled this year. We've had a few injuries as well, so it's been really difficult from my point of view. But credit to the girls that have been here every week because they've stepped into roles they're unfamiliar with and they've gave 100%, and as a coach you can't ask for any more than that. The plans are, we're not 100%, but obviously Sammy and the committee, the other 2 girls, Elaine and Kim, that's on the committee, we're trying to have a link up with Curry. I'm not 100% sure on the details because I've been injured for a wee while, but because we need a player pathway now, then there's meant to be a link up with Curry that will give us that pathway all the way through from 5 right up to senior. Every club needs a feeder system because you can't just go and find 10 or 15 girls, you know, at the end of every season if you lose so many. And I think a feeder system is the way forward for every team.
Ha Maggie na jou príomh hóte, is ha tór jónsahog nan dríach. Ha haas tór gurlaichgur san ball-coise, hookie carriagin is cainechan loachbord had na blianichin.
I think one of the main things as a coach, I've learned that you have to get to know the players first. That's one of the most important aspects for me, because you've got 26 girls have different personalities. You have to, as a coach, get to know them, what their likes or dislikes, their humour is like, what you can say to them, you know, and some you have to put your arm round, and I think that's one of the most important, and I think I've learnt how to do that. And it's all about the management of the players. You know, I see football very much is not about the coach. I see football very much is about the players and the unit and the team. You know, and I've had a lot of many years happiness and fun and good friends. You know, and since I started playing, I've had friends for 50 years, and I'll probably have them for a long time because they're such a good bunch. And I think the camaraderie and support you get from a team environment is second to none.